And welcome back, everybody. Aesop Grim here. And this is the continuation of our EVE Online Chronicle. It took a little while. I had to get through the training, so I have a few things to show you guys. Obviously, we're in our new Cormorant. Did I pronounce that right? Cormorant? Destroyer. Let me hit info. Cormorant. Yeah. Okay, so, but first things first, let's look at the Chronicle. Or, not the Chronicle, the queue, the training queue. Let's, so right now you can see that we're training Missile Launcher Operation 3, and then we're on to Drones 3. That is from the skill training plan. And if we open this skill here, or this tab, we can see skill training complete in light missiles level 2, light drone ops 2, level 2, drones level 2, so we can fly 2 drones now, light missiles level 1, missile launcher operation level 2, light drone operation level 1, Caldari destroyer level 1, Caldari frigate level 1, 2, and 3. And shield operation level 2. So those are the skills that we were able to train up in, which is why we're in this ship now. The second thing I want to show you, you have the ability to decide kind of how your ship looks when it comes to gun placements. All right, you have some ability to do that. So, for example, the default setting for this, I believe, if you look up here, it shows you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these 8 high slots are reserved for turret hardpoints. Those are gunnery or mining turret hardpoints. And only one of them is a launcher hardpoint. And because of the way that they do things, most people, I think it would be natural to put your guns all 1 through 7 and then load your missiles, in which case your missile launcher would be right here. Can we zoom in there a little bit? Your missile launcher would be right here, and nothing on the underside as far as I can tell. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it would be this, and this is where your missile launcher would go. What I wanted to do was have all my guns up here and have my missile launcher back here, so that it's here and here. Now I'm starting to see why that might not make sense, because it would be launching through this. So I'm going to go ahead and change it. But I just wanted to show you that you can dictate what things go where. You could have your missile launcher show up on here, and I think the inverse would be this one right here, if you wanted to. You just got to go through and find out which one of these is which. So I'm going to unfit this. I thought it made a lot of sense to have the missile launcher further back and out on the high ground here, but this bottom one, it would be launching right through that turret. And that doesn't make sense. And now that I know about it, I can't unsee it. And so I'm going to load my gun. So you can see it put the gun right here and here. And I'm going to load my launcher, which is now up here and down here. Okay, so that's what we're set up for. We're doing 84.3 DPS. That's a pretty substantial jump. We were doing 40-something before, I believe. We have 3,655 effective hit points. Our alpha strike is 277 hit points. That's firing everything. It's like a broadside. If you fire everything and you hit a ship with every single shot, then it can do 277 hit points. Okay. We are cap stable, but we deplete our cap in 51 seconds if we've got everything turned on. So that's our fit. I went ahead and went with the small shield booster 1. I went with the kinetic deflection field. Our optimal range is 8,576 meters on the guns and 19 kilometers for missiles. Okay, now I want to talk to you about how to determine what you're going to get. There are a whole bunch of options. So I know these slots are hybrid turret slots or mining lasers. So that's my limitation. If I bring this up and go to the market, I can go to ship equipment, scroll down to turrets and launchers, and open up hybrid turrets. I went away from blasters. I went with railguns. I decided to try and get some distance instead. And I went into small because that's what's used for frigates and destroyers. And I decided, since we are a destroyer, we have a choice here between 75 millimeter and 150 millimeters. So I went right between those two. I went with 125 millimeter because we will be firing at quite a lot of frigates. We're just getting started in missions. And I even thought about maybe staying with 75 millimeter, but I thought the destroyer would benefit better from a little bit bigger gun. So I just kind of compromised and went right between the two. But here's what you can do. When you right-click this Railgun 1, you can show info. Let's see, how did I do this? And then if I right-click here, no. Here it is. Okay, then if you click this, you can click Compare. When you compare, it'll bring it up in here. And you won't have any of these. It'll just say this. But over here, you'll have a list of all of the different attributes, and you can pick up to 10 to do a comparison to. And then you go and find what you want to compare it to. Now let's take a look. Of the 125 millimeters, we have the Railgun 1. The cheapest one is 14,500. There's a lot of them. It's right here in this station, so it's convenient also. You have the Carbide Railgun 1. They were selling at 3,500 for a couple of them. I think it was 3,500. And then a whole slew of them at about 4,200. And they're 4 jumps away. You have the compressed coil gun. Those are 18,139 all the way up to 41,000 if you need to get them in bulk. Prototype Gauss gun, 300,000 all the way up to 315,000. Scout accelerator cannon is the last one, and that is 17,500. So you can get an idea. The carbides are obviously the cheapest by far, and then after that the railgun ones, and these others, 3 of them are like they're all in the same general tier. And then there was that one that was like 300,000 a piece or something. I think it was the prototype. Yeah, those are expensive. So what you can do is let's say the carbide, like what I did. I dropped the carbide down here, and then I selected, which were cheaper. The carbides were cheaper, right? And then I selected the attributes that I want to take a look at. I looked at reload time, activation cost, accuracy fall off, turret tracking, CPU usage, rate of fire, power grid usage, damage modifier, optimal range, and I think that was it. Yeah. So the most important to me was optimal range and damage modifier. So I saw that the carbide ranked as 2.31 to 2.2, so it's better in damage modifier. It has a further out optimal range, which is what I was looking for, 9,450 versus 9,000. So then I thought, well, why is it cheaper? Does it cost more to fit? Is it going to be hard for me to fit because it takes up more power grid or something? No, they were equal. And their rate of fire, equal. And their CPU usage, the carbide is actually better. It uses less CPU, 11 to 14. Their turret tracking was equal. Their accuracy fall off was equal. The carbide took less gigajoules to activate. So for a lot less money, like substantially less money, you get a better weapon. And that is how you use the compare tool. Another thing that is important to know is that when you look at a basic, this is like the baseline model, the Railgun 1, and you'll have the Railgun 2. When you bring up anything that you're wanting to look at an info on, in fact, it doesn't matter if you bring up a different variation or not. You can come over here and click on variations, and it'll tell you all the different kinds that you have. Here's the Tech 2 versions. Here's the faction versions, right? And you can look at the info of all that. You can compare them all. So, pretty good tools, and I wanted to illustrate how to do that. How long have I been recording? 11 minutes. I need to get my timer started. We're going to go do this mission. Okay, timer has begun. We're going to take our cormorant out and see what kind of trouble we can get into. This mission I'm anticipating that it'll be easy in this destroyer. Alright, warp to location. We got full ammo on everything. This is what our new ship looks like. The fangs just went down. Move over to the combat tab. Nothing's there. Scanners are picking up 3 hostiles moving into their ships now. Looks like they've noticed you. Good luck. Okay. Let's see. The optimal range now is 8576. Set default to 8576. Okay, we cannot fire on them until we're within 17 kilometers, and then we can start launching missiles. Turn on our kinetic deflection. Putting all guns on, well, all weapons onto this next target. Okay. Same here. Do we have any wrecks we can loot? We got one. Control R to refill everything. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these by pairs. One of them needs to be 3. There we go. Now we just have F1 through F4, and I'm happy with that. We can disarm our or disable our kinetic deflection field and head back and turn this in. We are not going to get the time bonus. And that's okay. That'll complete the career mission agents, and I'll show you guys how to locate the Sisters of EvE. And then we're going to pack everything up into our moving van, our hauler, and head on out there.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And that is going to require stripping insurance off of our ships to pack them up. Okay, start conversation. He gave us so we got the destroyer out of that. Complete mission. And there we go. Alrighty then, close. So what do we do now? We have 14 minutes left. So what we want to do is we want to open up the agency tab, go to agents and missions, go to epic arcs, and Bloodstained Stars, which is run by Sister Alatura. Chapters, we have, it's long, it's 7 chapters worth, but it's gonna get us some ISKs, some new items, and a lot of faction standing at the end. Which I'm thinking of putting into the Galente. Do I want to do that? I don't know. I'm not sure. That's a future decision. I might need to Google and see what's the wisest use of this. I know that you want to use those to balance out the negative hits that you're taking when running missions. But I don't know enough to know, am I going to take any negative hits? And if so, who with? You know, who am I going to run missions for? I think I'm going to run them for Sisters of EvE, or I think they're called the Servant Sisters of EvE. Anyway, we're going to set destination. And that's done. It's 15 jumps away. That's not as bad as what I'm used to. Normally, I'm used to it to being like 28 jumps away. Let's go into inventory, and the Badger is what I want to make active. This is our hauler, our moving van. If we open it up, I've already fitted it out with expanded cargo holds, which we gained. All of these were free. We gained them from the missions that we did. And it even has a 1MN afterburner on it. Not that that'll help all that much. It has room for, you can actually equip it with turrets. But I'm just not too concerned about that. We're going to be in high sec. We should be fine. And that's not enough turrets to really save our bacon anyway. Let's see. I want to actually get rid of this. Is this thing stripped down? Yes, it is. Okay, so go back to the Badger, make that active. And the Ibis, I want to sell it. Can I reprocess it? It only sells for 131 credits. I cannot reprocess it, so we'll get rid of it. Now, whenever I hit this, notice that board my Corvette becomes available. Anytime that you do not have a Corvette available to you, the free ship, the free starter ship, anywhere in space, I think that's the stipulation. You can't have one anywhere in any space station at all, anywhere in this game. Then you can select this. It might be if it's just simply not in the station that you're in, but I'm not for sure about that. Okay, the Heron. I think I'll keep that one. Does it need to be stripped? Probably. And I need to repackage it. Are you sure you want to repackage this item? It'll take any insurance off of it. Yes. I don't need the venture. If I need one in the future, I'll go buy one. I am going to strip fitting, and I will sell this. Where are you at? Insure, sell. Okay. There we go. The Merlin, I don't think I need it. I'm going to strip fitting, and then I'm going to sell it. It's insured. Repackaging it will void this contract. Do you want to break the contract by repackaging it? Yes. You got to repackage it before you sell it, and then it's going to sell for $95,000, which is 52% less than what it's expected to go for. Whatever. Okay. The Cormorant, I want to repackage it. I need to strip the fitting. Repackage. Are you sure? Because I have insurance on it. Yes, I am. Item you want to repackage is insured. Repacking it will void this contract. Yes, repackage it. Go into ship hangar. Load the Cormorant into the Badger. Load the Huron into the Badger. Ah, it took it. That's good. We are very near to capacity. Go to item hangar. Select this, Control A to get all of it. Load it into the Badger. Sweet. Sweet. We filled up 7,600 cubic meters of the 7,800 available to us. Obviously, those are estimates. You saw the actual number there. It's a pretty sleek looking ship. It makes 0 sense to me. It does not make sense at all. It's cool looking, but very skinny. I don't see anybody ever making, like, think of tankers in the ocean whose purpose it is to haul grain or cars or coal or whatever it is across the ocean to another nation. Do you ever see them made narrow? No, you do not. They are wide, and even though this is tall or whatever, no, it doesn't make sense. This is done for aesthetic purposes only because we're playing a science fiction video game. So that's my take on that. If there's something I don't know about there, have at it in the comments and educate us all. All right. We're in the travel tab, and we're 15 jumps out with just under 7 minutes left. A rather neat-looking ship that apparently takes forever and a day to enter its warp cycle. That's nice to know. Look at these things moving here. It is a cool-looking ship. I don't want to knock the artist. Oh, look, the antennas come in. I'm just saying, I don't think it made sense to make a cargo vessel this skinny. You know, it looks like a World War II attack submarine. "14 jumps to go." I hope this episode was useful. I feel like I showed some stuff with that comparison tool and how to find modules and look at and kind of sort out between the different sorts of modules so you can find which one's the best one for you as far as cost to performance ratio, and B, come across deals. Like, if I'm wrong about that carbide, look, to me it looked like that carbide was appreciably better than the Railgun 1, and I paid so much less for it. And I want to know, is there something I'm not considering there? Or was that just straight up, we paid a lot less money for a better weapon? I would love to know that. Because it seems too good to be true, you know? Crazy. Let's watch these antennas retract. Well, guess they didn't. Oh, there they go. They stay a little bit exposed. They don't retract completely. These don't seem to retract at all. There's something else going on over here on the side, yeah. The vents. Maybe those are exhaust ports. Alright, moving on. This is our third jump, I think. It has a drone bay. No, it doesn't. No additional bays. I thought this was a drone bay. It sure looks like one. I'm thinking this is all pure aesthetic. There's things on here that don't make sense. Alright. Nitpicking. It is a science fiction game. Oh, look, these stand up. 11 jumps left. We needed all of these cargo expansion holds in order to fit this stuff in here, so we only had to make one trip. I'm really glad I had them. Cargo capacity bonus 17.5%. That's each one. So it made quite a difference. Variations. Type D restrained expanded cargo. Attributes. 22.5% cargo capacity. Uh, 15% less hit points on structure and reduced velocity by 13%. So now if I go back and I look at the normal, the one that I have, the expanded cargo hold, it's a heavier hit to the velocity modifier and to the structure hit points. So the Type D is better. This is better. Let's look it up in the market details. It sells for $250,000, whereas the expanded cargo hold. Oh yeah, that's a big difference. 5,000 ISK for the expanded and 250K for the Type D. How much is a Type 2? $545,000. And oh, wait a minute. Variations, info, attributes. 27.5% cargo capacity bonus at a cost of 23% hit points and 18% max velocity. Huh. 8 jumps left. There's the timer. And what I'm thinking, guys, is that I'll just let you go on this. I showed you how to find Sisters of Eve. All we're doing, I'll just continue. I'll make the rest of these 8 jumps and park us in that facility. And yeah, you know how to find it. You know how to load your stuff. Not that I'm doing a tutorial or anything, but for what I do know how to do, might as well show. We'll make this jump and then I'll cut the episode. Working our way towards a cruiser, and we're getting into our training plan as well. So that'll be a wrap for this episode. And again, I am Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel, and I will see you in the next episode where this story continues. Thanks for visiting Aesop Grimm's Chronicles. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider rating, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. I hope to see you in the next episode, and until then, stay shiny.